disorder. Stay tuned.
You're watching Rogers TV North Durham, Kawartha.
Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. Would you like a chance to win a beautiful Elizabeth Grant gift basket? Well, TSC, today's shopping choice, is celebrating the 100th birthday of Elizabeth Grant's skincare products. And you have a chance in winning. There's a day cream, a night cream, a serum, an intensive caviar hand cream. So if you want a chance to win this, all you need to do is send us an email to Uxbridge Scugog Life at rci.rogers.com. Now, today's show is going to be absolutely fantastic because the Ontario Parasport Games are coming to Durham. We're going to be talking to one of the co-chairs, we're going to be talking to a head coach, and a couple of athletes. So make sure you keep on watching for inspiration and find out more about the Parasport Games coming to Durham. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Sometimes, for a wish to come true, it takes a kingdom, because together is stronger. Tied tight, united we stand, in honor of one child's wish, to fuel the fire that will grant many more. Join the kingdom.
Hi, I'm Daryl.
And I'm Julie.
We're the hosts of the Mindvine Mental Health Show presented by Ontario Shores Centre for Mental Health Sciences.
Each episode, we get the conversation going by talking with experts and people impacted by mental illness.
Join the conversation with Mindvine.
Only on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Live. So with me on the show is Don Terry, who is the Ontario Parasport Games co-chair. Welcome to the show, Don.
Well, it's great to be here. Thank you for having us on, Jackie.
Well, I was really excited to find out when we could have you on and have one of the other coaches on and some athletes on. It's been what a great show this is to get to know more about the Parasport Games. So where are they taking place this year?
So we have, we're hosting them here in Durham region. It's the second time we've hosted them. We hosted them back in 2019, and it'll be headquartered out of the Ability Center in Whitby. But we have events spread across primarily the lakeshore communities in Durham, but we have a para-equestrian event scheduled up at Windreach Farm.
Okay, now is the equestrian event going to be indoors or outdoors?
It's indoors at their facility, and it's such a great opportunity to host a para-equestrian event at Windreach because, of course, Sandy Mitchell, their founder, was a para-equestrian and competed in 2 Paralympics in para-dressage.
Oh, that's amazing. So they must be really excited to be the host of the game.
Oh, they are, and we've had such tremendous support from, we actually have 15 sports, 11 are competitions, 4 of them are demonstration sports. And they're at 11 different venues across our region. And all of the venues have been so supportive. And we're so fortunate in Durham that we have so many accessible sport facilities.
Okay, so what website can people go to find out more information, what the schedule is, and how they can get tickets?
Yeah, they can visit durhamregion2023.ca. And we're all over social media as well as Sport Durham. So they can visit us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok.
Okay, so what are you most excited about in regards to these games?
I love watching the athletes compete because the competition is fierce, but it's always joyous. There's smiles on their faces. There's always a tremendous spirit of community amongst the competitors. And then the other thing that I love is the stories and the legacy that comes out of these. I'll give you a quick example. In 2019, a young boy from Durham region who was 10 years old realized that he could play a sport, and so he started playing a sport called bocce. And by the time he was 12 years old and competing at our games, he was already provincial champion, and that's made such a big difference in his life. And so it's those kinds of stories that really drive home the value of these games and how important it is for people of all abilities to be able to benefit from sport.
Can you tell me just a little bit more of the impact that it's making on the individual athletes to play at such a level? First of all, to play a sport, and second, to play on a professional level, and to have the world watching, right? Like, what is that doing for them?
Well, it's the same as anybody, right? Sport gives you a circle of friends. It gives you brothers and sisters. It gives you, mentors. It gives you improved physical and mental well-being. So it does all of those things for people. But the other thing that it does for para athletes or athletes that are participating in accessible sports, it gives them inclusion. We all need that. We all need to be included. We all need to be part of something bigger. There's a blind soccer player who I met a couple of months ago who never played a sport in her life, ached to play a sport because her brothers did, but because she was blind, she wasn't given the opportunity. About 20 months ago, she was given the opportunity to try blind soccer. She's now been named to Canada's first national blind soccer team. How impactful is that?
That's amazing. I have goosebumps.
Yeah, it's really one of the things we ask people to do. We ask them to come out and cheer for the fans. We have an initiative we call Be the Roar. So we ask them to come out and be fans and cheer for these athletes and just give them the thrill of competing in front of grandstands filled with fans. And that makes such a big difference to the athletes as well. So encourage everyone to check out the schedules that are on the website and come out and cheer. And I guarantee you'll go away with fresh perspectives on inclusion, on the value of inclusion, and you'll go away starting to recognize what people do or what people can do before you see what they can't do.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, more goosebumps. Thank you so much. I am so grateful that you've been able to come on the show. And to everyone watching, come out and roar and be inspired. Don, thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having us, and I hope I'll see you at the games.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will endeavor to describe the feeling on this ship.
The American ship is just trailing the Blue Nose.
Angus should never have agreed to this last race. She's too old.
Eddie!
Coming back!
The cops are hanging back! Get to it, man! Here's there's some kind of difficulty.
There seems to be something loose up there, I believe.
The console's foul!
I can't see a man.
Just once more, old girl. And you can rest.
She's holding her lead.
last race and still undefeated. The Blue Nose out of Lunenburg, Nova Scotia was fastest in the world for almost 20 years.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So with me on the show, we have Matt Greenwood, who is I want to make sure I get this right, Matt, the director of the Pickering Football Club and head coach of the five-a-side blind football squad. And we also have an athlete, Andre Wilkinson. And Andre you're a football player, and you've been a football player on the Pickering squad since September 2022.
Correct.
Nice. It's a pleasure to have you guys on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, so the Ontario Parasport Games is coming up soon. Matt, when is that? When is that happening?
The Ontario Parasport Games will happen February the 3rd to the 5th across Durham region. We've got blind soccer happening in Oshawa. There's goalball happening in Ajax. There's bocce ball happening in Whitby at the Ability Centre. So it's really very representative of the whole of Durham region and showing off some of the great sport facilities that we've got and some of the local talents as well as some of the provincial talents as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, Andre, you play blind football.
Yeah.
I understand that you used to play football when you had sight.
Correct.
And then when you lost your sight, and then just this past September have joined this blind squad.
Yeah.
So may I ask, how did you lose your sight?
I had a disease called keratoconus, and it's deteriorates the retina. And so I've been fighting that for about 20 years. And then I got glaucoma on top of it. So that's how I started losing the sight.
Okay. Can you see it all at this point? What is your vision like?
Not really. I only see like light perception.
Okay.
Out of one eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, joining a blind football squad, was that scary?
At first, I was like, how can I do this with no vision, you know? And then when I got there, it was pretty cool. They had like a jingly thing in the ball so you could follow the sounds, and the coaches are great. I got Matt, Jill, and Patty. They're great to work with. They made it comfortable for me.
Amazing. Now, has participating in Parasport, has that helped with your confidence and courage in living life blind?
Oh, yes. It made me feel like even though I have a disability, I could do anything. Like, you can still do stuff that sighted people do, just a little bit different, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, how did you get into this?
It's a long story. I've been around inclusive and accessible soccer programs probably for 15 or 20 years, and probably was kind of really focused when it came to the 2015 Pan Am Games that were held in Toronto. The blind soccer was the one sport that Canada didn't have a representative team at all the other sports we did. And we'd hoped to put something together for those games, but it was just going to be too rushed. So really, as a legacy of the 2015 Pan Am Games, we were able to distribute balls. We did a lot of introductory sessions with clubs and community groups across Ontario. And one of those that really started to gain traction was a program here at Pickering Football Club. And we've seen different teams pop up. There was one in Kitchener, there was one in Ottawa. Now things are a little bit more settled. We've got a strong program here at Pickering and another one in North Mississauga at the North Mississauga Soccer Club. And just this week, London, Ontario, the London Whitecaps FC club just kick-started their program with 4 players for their opening week. And we're looking at another team in Ottawa probably starting in the next 2 or 3 months. So it really started out of a passion for more inclusion, more people being able to get on the field and play the beautiful game. And it's just fantastic when you see guys like Andre come out of the woodwork. It was originally his dad that gave me a call and said, my lad's been playing soccer and he wants to get involved in this. How does he start? And it's exciting because Andre is one of our locally kind of homegrown players here in the Durham region. And we're really proud and happy to have him on the team and seeing him developing and improving every week. He's doing a fantastic job.
Amazing. Now, when you say soccer, you do mean football, correct?
I do.
Because I know the interchange.
Yes,
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we speak the same language.
Okay, good. Now, Andre, how would you describe your training sessions, your workouts? What are they like? What do you do?
It's like we start off doing some stretches, then we go into some cardio, then we go do some shooting drills and like going around the defender skills and practice doing that. Then we like make 2 teams up and we have scrimmages, like games that we run for the remainder of the practice. And it's really exciting. It's fun.
Now, what would you say to someone who was considering joining the team, but maybe they were scared like you were at the beginning?
I would say come out and try it out. You're going to enjoy it. There's good people that have similar disabilities you could talk to, and you just get exercise, stay fit. It's good for the mental.
Nice. Mental, emotional, physical. So great. Matt, what would you say you're looking for in athletes?
We're just looking for enthusiasm, energy. At this stage, we just want to get as many athletes as possible, regardless of age. We just announced our first ever national women's team for blind soccer, and shortly after that, we're able to announce a men's team. So we're looking really at all ranges of players, younger players that can start to come through and sort of start that pathway as a young player. And even people that may have kind of dabbled in a little bit of blind or visually impaired sport in the past, but have never really tried soccer. A lot of the blind sports that are out there are quite sort of isolated. It's you and a coach or you and a guide. Whereas soccer has such a team sport environment to it. Like these guys, when we get off the field at the end of the session, are constantly chatting about what they're doing that evening and what their plans are for the weekend. Like the social thing is so important with soccer as a team sport. And it also moves them through 360 degrees of movement. So they're forward and back, left and right across the field, rather than being sort of very linear. So it's really a dynamic sport and a social sport. So anybody that fancies giving it a go, that is either blind or visually impaired, we'd love to meet them. And as Andre said, we have a great group of coaches at Pickering that make the environment safe and comfortable and a lot of fun. So we're really open to anybody.
Wonderful. It was so nice having the two of you on the show. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and all the best in the Parasport Games.
Thanks for having us.
Great stuff.
Thanks.
All right.
We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Live.
Blood in the urine is the most common symptom of bladder cancer. Don't ignore this warning sign, not even once.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen for Photos and Travel, where we bring the world to your doorstep. Traveling during this pandemic is virtually at a standstill. However, thanks to Rogers and YouTube, my new show Photos and Travel is heading into its second season. Join me for a new episode every month when we get together and explore exotic locales around the world. Check local listings for dates and times, or search Jonathan Van Bilsen's Photos and Travel on YouTube.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Live. With me on the show is Jesse Buckingham, who is a sitting volleyball athlete and who will be participating in the Ontario Parasport Games. Jesse, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So how long have you been playing sitting volleyball for?
I started playing volleyball, sitting volleyball in July of 2014.
And how did all that come about?
Well, I was involved in a construction accident in April of 2014 where I lost a majority of my left leg. And at the rehab center I went to, West Park Healthcare Center, there was 2 members of the national team there that everybody wanted to put me in contact with. Once we got connected, it became an automatic brotherhood, and they invited me out to practice, and I just fell in love with the sport.
That's amazing. Now, losing a leg, that would, how can I describe this? Just really shake your world, turn it upside down, right? Everything changed from there on. How did becoming an athlete, joining the sitting volleyball team, how did that change your life? How did it assist you?
Yeah, you are right. It was definitely like a life-altering accident and moment, but I think it was my mindset from the get-go. When I woke up, other than wanting a glass of water, I looked around and saw my family, everybody was sad. And the first thing I said is, hey, why are you guys going to be sad? I'm going to be a Paralympian. Like, that was just my mindset from the get-go. And again, I was fortunate enough to be connected with the right people at the right time, and kind of all worked out. Being part of the team, it's a great experience. It was amazing to represent the country and put on that maple leaf. Watching athletes, the Olympics, the Paralympics on TV, I never really understood until I got to do it for myself, what it means to all the athletes out there who put the maple leaf on their chest.
First of all, I want to say I think it's pretty incredible for you to go through such an accident and right away, no, this is, I've got this. This is amazing. I'm going to do amazing things with my life. Why are you upset? I'm sure there's not many people who have that attitude right from the get-go. I think that's pretty inspirational. I'm sure you are inspiring many people out there. Have you recruited anyone since you have joined the team?
Myself, no, because unfortunately I think it's just my circle. I don't have anybody who's been injured. But anytime I go to a school event or any event that I'm invited to, if there is somebody with a disability, we always encourage them to not only try sitting volleyball, but all parasports, because whatever sport you like, there is a parasport out there for you to play.
That's amazing. Have you seen the impact on some of your fellow athletes of how it has affected them, either physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually?
Yeah, I think, talking about just like my sitting volleyball teammates, it's everybody kind of came from different walks of life. So you had people who were born with their disability, and then you had people like myself who it kind of happened. And again, just for all the people I've ever met in parasport, sport just gives you something to do. It gives you kind of a purpose, instead of kind of sitting around and having the blues of your accident. It gives you something to look forward to be happy for, to go out and compete,
Is there one thing in particular that you're really looking forward to in regards to the games?
I'm just looking forward to compete again. I had to take a little break from sitting volleyball in 2020 to step away for the past 2 and a bit years. And I've slowly started training again these past couple of months. So I'm just excited to be around a large group of people, a large event, and just compete again. That's all on my mind right now.
How does it feel to have all those people in the stands cheering you on?
It's exciting. I was born and raised in Toronto. I moved out to Durham region. Well, I first came out here in like 2007 or 8, but I've been full-time since 2017. So being born and raised in Toronto, I got to compete in the Para-Pan Am Games in 2015, which was really in like my home crowd. And, you know, there was crowds of 800 people, 1,000 people at times. And, you know, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now. So I'm looking forward to whoever is coming to watch the Parasport Games next weekend. And hopefully we can put on a show for them and show them what Parasport is all about.
Awesome. Jesse, it was awesome to have you on the show. Thank you for sharing your inspiration. Thank you for you putting yourself out there and being the best that you can be, not letting a disability prevent you from realizing how awesome you are.
Well, thank you. I think anybody, you know, it's just, I tell everybody, if you were put in these shoes, you'd probably act the same. You know, a lot of my friends are always saying, oh, I don't know what I would do. It's like, trust me, if you were in these shoes, you would probably want to walk the same path. Before we're finished, can I just give a shout out to Durham Region? They are becoming a real big leader in Parasport, and I want people to know that. They're really putting an effort to grow Parasport in the region and provide accessible sport programs and opportunities for people. And they have a lot of partnerships going on. And I just really want people to know about this.
Nice. Thank you so much, Jesse. I really appreciate you being on the show and kick some butt at the games.
Thank you. I'll try my best.
All right. You're going to do Canada or Ontario proud.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Yo. Yep. Okay, I'll be there.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen for Photos and Travel, where we bring the world to your doorstep. Join us January 1st at 1 p.m. when we visit Easter Island and learn the truth behind the statues. Right here on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Constable Darrell Rice, Durham Regional Police Service. Tune into Rogers Cable 10 to watch me on Seniors Talk with DRPS, where we'll talk about all kinds of amazing information and community programs for you, our seniors in Durham Region.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So that is a wrap of another show. And if you want to attend the Ontario Parasport Games, they're taking place February 3rd to the 5th. We'll be back next week for more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Bye.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
I don't care what the law is. I will never be a slave. That word, I hate it. It rests on my tongue like rot.
Peter, how does it feel to get paid for your work?
There are rumors freedom's coming for us all.
Freedom, you know that's all I want.
Chloe, careful. Real men would rather see you cross the river to America than let you go free.
Then I'll run.
I've run before. Maybe this time for good.
No! Just get her into a boat! No!
Chloe! Chloe, no!
Chloe Cooley's resistance led to Canada's first legislation limiting slavery. After 200 years, slavery was abolished in Canada in 1834.
You're watching Rogers TV.